Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the class of history. So we had completed the social reforms that happened in Indian society. I hope you have understood that particular chapter. We learned about the various personalities and the various social reforms that emerged among the Parsis, among the Sikhs, among the Muslims, the role of the press. I hope it is clear for you. I hope you have completed the notes. Once you have completed the notes, you can send me in WhatsApp for the correction. Now we move on to the next chapter, that is titled as India's Freedom Struggle. India's Freedom Struggle. So these are the two chapters remaining. What we are going to learn in these two chapters is that how did India attain independence? That's what we are going to learn. The first topic what we are going to learn, why or what were the reasons why Indians were discontent. Discontent means not happy with the British rule. Why Indians were against the British rule. Which means why the Indians they were against the British rule. They were not happy with the British rule. And what are the reasons? The first reason, so we'll go through the different categories of the society and we'll see how the whole Indians, it's not one section, one area, the whole of Indians, why did they turn against the British rule? The first category that we have is the peasants, the people who do the agriculture. The peasants, they had to pay heavy taxes. That's what happened to the peasants. So all the peasants in India, they were against the British rule because all of them had to pay heavy taxes. Second is artisans. What happened to the artisans? Artisans, what happened to them was that they were ruined by the foreign competition. Artisans means those people who use their hand to make some toys and everything, the machine, the toys, the things for the people. But what happened was that why there was a competition, why there was a foreign, because in England they were using the machines for making the things. In India what happened? They were using their hands and everything for using the things. So what happened? These artisans, they had to face, they were ruined, they were completely destroyed by the machine made goods of the British. And third one is the factory workers. What happened to the factory workers? They were given very low wages. Which means they were given very poor salary for their work. And next thing is that industry and agriculture. Industry and agriculture. There were no steps taken to improve the agriculture and the industry, which means the British did not take any steps, which means the British were not at all interested to improve the agriculture and the industry in India. And how did they treat India? Okay, India, there are two things that to be learned. One is the source of raw materials and a market for the finished products. So what does it mean India as a source of raw? Which means the British came to India and they collected all the things that are needed for making the object. Which means they collected all the raw materials from India. They collected everything from India and they took to Britain. In Britain, what did they do? They made all the products and India was a market for them to sell all the British goods. So they come and collect everything, all the raw materials, they take it back to England. They make the products there and they just come and give to India, and India was considered as a market. So India was a source for them and India was considered as a market for the British people. And next one, what happened to the educated Indians? The next category, that is the educated Indians. The educated Indians were given limited employment opportunities, which means the educated Indians did not get opportunities for employment. And next thing is about the Indians again. India had to pay money to maintain the British army, which means Indians had to pay the salary for the British army. So the British people, without giving any money, their army was maintained by the Indian people. And next one is drain of wealth. Drain of wealth means the wealth of India was taken by British in various forms. That's what you by the drain of wealth, which means the wealth of India from India was being taken to Britain. That's what you mean the term called a drain of India's wealth, which was a cause of poverty in India, because all the money that is in India is taken by the British people. So what happens? That was a cause of poverty in India. And the next one is the famines, because there is no wealth in India because the wealth is taken by Britain. So what happened? There were various famines, or the frequent famines that happened in India. And the next thing is about the superiority attitude by the British. What does it mean? Superiority attitude means British considered themselves as superior to Indians. Indians were considered as inferior people, and British considered themselves as superior people. And so because of this particular attitude, there were hospitals, parks, trains, the compartments in the train only reserved for the British people. So this is how the whole of India was affected or was against the British rule. The first one is the peasants. They had to pay the taxes. The artisans, they were destroyed by the foreign competition. The factories, workers were given very low wages. And British took no steps to improve the agriculture and industry. And India became a source for raw materials, and India became a market for the British finished products. Educated Indians had only limited employment opportunities, and India had to maintain the British army, which means India had to pay the salary, and India had to do everything to maintain the British army. The drain of wealth, the wealth that is taken from India, was a cause of poverty in India. The frequent famines that happened in India, and the superiority attitude shown by the British people, which means the British considered themselves as superior and Indians were inferior. As a result of this particular attitude, there are hospitals, parks, and the compartments in the train reserved only for the British people. I hope it is clear for you. Now this is how India was completely against the British rule in India. I hope it is clear for you. Can you go through the video and try to understand the chapter? Thank you.